In today's video, let's learn with today's English to know a so-called peer pressure and how to overcome it. There are several ways to know about peer pressure, and the common definition is that when an individual is affected by his/her peers who are more successful than, or a group of society which is considered to be happier than, a so-called peer pressure will appear in one way or another. A typical example is that a person may feel inferior or superfluous after seeing their friends buy a new house or a new car while he still travels by motorcycle. In reality, peer pressure can be either a positive or negative influence that one peer or group of peers has on another person, and it depends so much on the way that individuals perceive. Where does peer pressure come from? From society's prejudice. The habit of comparison has been formed in each person's subconscious, influenced by the family since childhood. So it is inevitable that these thoughts gradually develop into peer pressure. Social prejudice often occurs in many aspects and is created by people themselves, enhancing it and putting pressure on themselves. For example, people always assume that they must be an office worker, a director, or a doctor to be successful, but manual labor jobs are not considered successful. However, in reality, sometimes those jobs have higher income than office workers and provide more freedom in work than office jobs. From the effect of social media sites. Social media platforms are actually a double-edged sword. They can bring for us lots of useful information and connect people together. However, the negative aspect of these sites are also significant. Especially nowadays, the habit of sharing private life on social networks or sharing articles and posts about success are factors that cause peer pressure for many people. Even though you don't meet him in person for a long time, you still know that your friends have bought a new house or car, and that really create a peer pressure to you. From inappropriate perceptions and thoughts. A person who inherently has a negative personality likes to compare and always looks at one problem tends to be more susceptible to peer pressure than usual. On the other hand, most of us tend to only look at problems from one perspective. Always only look at them the way you want. For example, when we see an old friend succeed, we have thoughts of jealousy and self-pity without knowing that they have a lot of money but lack affection, and no one really loves them. Meanwhile, even though you are not financially successful, there are always people who love, support, and protect you behind you. Besides, there are still a lot of reasons for popping up peer pressure to many youngsters in today's society beside 3 ones that I mentioned above. How to deal with peer pressure. bond our friendship and use social networks in an intelligent way. Investing in your friendship is a great ideal that can help you to build a positive life, and avoiding with toxic relationships from those around you who are always trying to show off their strengths, well-offs. Likewise, only use the internet like a beneficial tool to serve for your entertainment or study. In this way, I believe that you can be surrounded by a positive atmosphere. Love yourself. Great pressure makes you just try and constantly fight to be equal to your peers, just following the crowd and forgetting to take time for yourself. Just chasing behind others makes you, even though you may be considered successful on the outside, but on the inside, you don't feel happy, and you also feel like you're no longer yourself. So no matter what, don't forget yourself and your family are really important. With each achievement achieved, praise yourself and see it as a motivation to continue striving for improvement. Learn to share with others. If your parents are the main reason for your pressure, then you should have conversation to express your thoughts or purposes of what are you doing. They will never know what you want if you keep silent. Always remember that your beloved family members always act as a backbone for you to rely on every time you encounter with hardships. In addition, your besties is also a source of effort that can motivate you to step forwards. Negative fatigue and boredom are also gradually alleviated when spoken out. Talking to a psychologist also helps you feel more relaxed and confident in yourself, limiting the risk of problems such as depression or anxiety disorders. Finding to psychotherapy. Generally, individuals who suffer from peer pressure usually choose to hide away their problems. However, that's not a good ideal. Psychotherapy can be essential in this situation. Using psychotherapy methods from a therapist helps you balance your emotions, relieve stress, love yourself, and have positive thoughts. Using psychotherapy methods from a therapist helps you balance your emotions, relieve stress, love yourself, and have positive thoughts. If you cannot help yourself overcome peer pressure, you can seek professional companionship and support from psychotherapists who have extensive experience in this issue. Helps you overcome difficulties